Hi, I'm Lucy from Sew Essential and I'm here today with the roundup of the patterns and fabrics from week 4, series 9 of the Great British Sewing Bee 2023. All the patterns and fabrics I talk about, they're all on our lovely website, so jump on, check them out. The links are in the description below. And if you like what you see today, please like and subscribe, because every Friday I bring you a video packed full of sewing goodness. Also, don't forget to sign up to our newsletter. There's a link below and you'll get a weekly dose of sewing inspiration to your inbox. So, week 4, reuse, recycle, repurpose week. Always think this is an interesting week. Interesting challenges for the bees. I think some of the things were quite tricky this week and quite a few people had a struggle, particularly on the made to measure task. But let's get started with the pattern challenge, which was to make a pair of zero waist drawstring wide leg trousers, which I thought was really interesting. It required real precision and accuracy with the cutting out. Personally, for a task like that, I'd probably want to use a really decent quilter's ruler and a rotary cutter, and I'll pop a link to those below for you. We've got loads on the site, but I think that would give you that like real precision when you were cutting out particularly the straight lines of the wide legs. We don't have a zero waist pattern, but we do have some similar patterns, and I thought they were really relevant for the current linen trouser trend. It is everywhere. Everybody is wearing linen trousers this summer, and also linen shorts, which is the thing I'm going to make next. So I've picked out a couple of patterns that were very similar design to what the sewing bees were making. So the first one is Simplicity 9756. And this has got a wide leg drawstring trouser, a really cute little crop top, and then an oversized shirt cover up. So very, very on trend for the moment, seeing loads of these sorts of styles around. It runs up to a size 28, which is a 50 bust, 44 waist and 52 hip. And it can be made in a range of sort of poplins and cotton blends and linens and that sort of thing. My fabric of choice for the linen trouser look, and what I'm going to be using for certainly at least one of my pairs of shorts, is this beautiful pink cotton linen mix fabric. I absolutely love this colour, but we've got this in a range of colours. We've got your neutrals, we've got your navy and your black, but we've also got some really lovely vibrant colours, which I've seen loads of when I've been researching the summer trends recently. So that would be my choice for that one. And then there is another pattern that I thought was very similar to what the bees were making, and this is the Milan woven pants by Style Arc. Again, a very wide leg trouser with a drawstring waist. Looks like they're slightly cropped, and they've got a bit of a box pleat at the front and a dart at the back for a bit of shaping. But yeah, looks like a really lovely design, and again ticking that linen trouser trend very, very well. I think these would be a great way to tick that trend off your list. Then on to the made to measure challenge. The bees had to use a crocheted blankets that they'd sort of sourced from charity shops and that sort of thing to create a garment. So it was really tricky for them, really difficult challenge I felt, to be working with that sort of fabric. I'm not going to give the game away, but one of the bees was quite experienced at that and did a really good job. But I think a lot of them hadn't done it before and it was quite tricky. But what I've done, we haven't got any crocheted blankets on our website, obviously. But I picked out patterns to match the styles that the sewing bees went for, and then I've just picked out normal fabrics that you could use to recreate the looks. But before I get into that, I did want to also share Simplicity 9633, which is a pattern with crochet as part of it. So it's like a sort of loose fitting cover up with a crochet sleeve. There's a loose fitting boxy tee with a crochet sleeve. There's a bag with an element of crochet to it, and then that loose fitting garment, you've also got the option to have a panel of crochet down the back, and I believe that it actually comes with the crochet instructions in the pattern as well. So you actually make the crocheted parts of it, and then you make the pattern itself. So I just thought that was definitely worth a mention. As I said, I'm going to pop links to all the patterns and fabrics below, but if you fancy doing that, crochet has been so popular the last couple of years. So if you fancy kind of, you know, testing out both of your skills and kind of tying them together, dressmaking and crochet, that could be a really good pattern to do it. And we have got some crochet supplies on our website. I'll pop a link to those below for you. We haven't got an extensive range, but we've got a few things left. So if you want to jump on and have a look at those, they are there for you. So I'm going to try and remember who made what. So I'm going to start with Lauren. She made a really cool wide leg pair of trousers with box pleats on the front and then a matching cami top, and it looked really chic. I thought it was really lovely. The pattern I would use to create those trousers, or a similar trouser, is McCall 7907. So these are high-waisted, wide-legged trouser with box pleats on the front. They run up to a size 22, which is a 37 waist and a 46 hip. I should have said as well, the style arc patterns I mentioned, they're really size inclusive. They run up to a size 30, most of them. So that's just worth mentioning there. But the wide leg trousers with the pleated the box pleat at the front, I would be tempted to make in this indigo denim. I thought that would look really lovely, and you could pair it with some nice chunky tan strappy heels for summer. I think that would look really cool. But then they'd probably take you through to the winter as well, which would be an added bonus. And then for the cami top, I thought the Ogden cami, which is one of my favourite patterns. I've made it before, made it years and years and years ago, and I still wear the cami top all the time. In fact, I wore it, if any of you follow me on Instagram, I went for a hiking day with my husband for our wedding anniversary, and I wore it to that. This runs up to a size 18, which is, let me just have a look, a 44.5 bust, 38.5 waist and a 46.5 hip. It's a really lovely pattern for summer. It's really easy to whip up as well. And I made it in this fabric, but in the green colourway that we had many years ago, but we've still got some of this lovely royal blue colourway. And I thought if you made those wide leg trousers in the denim, you could pair the cute cami top with those wide leg denim trousers, and then the strappy sandals. I think it would look great for summer. So that was Lauren's. One of the Tonys made a simple shift dress, and the pattern I chose to recreate that look is the June sheath dress by Style Arc again really size inclusive, run up to a size 30. It's a classic simple shift dress style with bust darts and a zip I think it's a zip at the back. All the full details are on the website. I'm going to pop links to the patterns and fabrics below for you. But yeah, just a really classic, chic, simple, easy to wear shift dress. And I thought for summer, we spotted some of this fabric in the stash on the Sewing Bee programme. It's a Dashwood rayon. I think I might have the print upside down. Yeah, it's been put on the bolt upside down. But yeah, I just thought that would be a really pretty floaty fabric, and I thought that simple sheath dress would just carry that print really well. It's really lovely, lovely colours. So that would be my choice for that one. And then next up, I've got, who made this? Fauve. Fauve made a Twiggy-inspired 1960s vintage dress with a little collar. And the pattern I chose to recreate that look was Simplicity 9371, which runs up to a size 26, which is a 48 bust, 41.5 waist and a 50 hip. And it's just your classic 60s A-line shift dress. You've got options for a long sleeve, short sleeve, you've got the cute collar, a little option for a bow, and then you've also got an option for no collar and just a round neck, and then they've suggested putting like buttons down the front. Love a bit of 60s retro fashion, can't beat it. I thought a really nice fabric to make that up in for summer, for work probably, if you've got an office job or you need to dress sort of semi-formal occasionally, is this beautiful delphinium blue prestige crepe, which is a John Caldor, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And I just think that powder blue sort of colour is so fresh and lovely for summer, paired with like nude heels perhaps, or silver strappy sandals. I think it would look really pretty. The next one I wanted to share was Mia's. Mia made a sort of boxy jacket and a mini skirt, which was really cool. And the pattern I chose for this one is McCall's 8370. So it's kind of like a Chanel style jacket, but there's no fastenings down the front. It's just open at the front. You're going to have to do a bit of tailoring within it, I would have thought. But I just like the fact that it was open at the front. I thought it gave it sort of quite a contemporary look. And then it's got a mini skirt with a cute sort of detail, little split at the hem. And if you wanted to, you could put optional trim and little buttons down one side, but you haven't got to do that. They've done that on the pattern packet, but you could omit that if you wanted to and just have a very simple, straight mini skirt with a little slit, which I think is lovely. I love this as well because I think with cords, I really want to get into making cords more because you can wear them together, but then obviously you can wear them separately, get loads of looks out of one thing. You could wear that boxy jacket with jeans in the winter. You could wear the skirt with t-shirts, blouses, sweatshirts in the winter. So I think it's got a lot of mileage. But I think I mentioned the pattern was 8370 McCall's. It runs up to a size 24, which is a 46 bust, 39 waist and 48 hip. And the fabric I chose for that was just a classic grey boucle fabric. I think that would work really well, take you through the seasons. You could certainly wear that on cooler summer days. You wouldn't want to wear it when it was really hot, but yeah, you could wear it on a cooler summer day with a nice crisp white shirt, and I think that would work really well. But equally, you could pair it with a black turtleneck in winter. So it's the sort of thing I think you'd get a lot of mileage out of if you've got somewhere that you need to wear something semi-formal sometimes. But then again, you can also totally dress that down. I would wear that. I don't have to dress formally for work, as you can see. But yeah, I would wear that with like knee-high flat boots and a turtleneck in winter and feel totally comfortable in that every day, the skirt. And then, as I say, that jacket I think would just pair brilliantly with jeans and stuff for like a smart casual look at weekends. So yeah, a lot of mileage in that pattern. The next pattern I wanted to share was to recreate Lizzie's hoodie that she made. She made like a hoodie cardigan, which was really lovely. We haven't got anything exactly the same as that, but we have got a hoodie zip up pattern, which is McCall's 8019, which runs up to an XXL, which is a 46 to 48 bust, 39 to 41.5 waist and 48 to 59 hip. And what I'll say about this, although, you know, we are in the height of summer now and you're probably not thinking about making hoodies, personally, if I go on a UK holiday in the summer, I always take a hoodie with me and I will very often wear it on the beach. Sometimes it's quite windy on the beach, even on the warmer days. And very often I'll put my shorts on and then put a nice brightly coloured hoodie on with it and spend a lot of my holiday in that sort of outfit. So I thought you could make the zip up hoodie in our lovely bright red sweatshirt fabric. And that would be great for like a summer holiday cover up in the UK if you needed it. And again, you could wear that in the winter as well. The next one I want to share is to recreate Asma's, she made like a calf length jacket, like relaxed sort of casual jackets. And I thought the Style Arc Sigrid knit coat would make a really good version of that. I think this one runs up to an 18 to 30 as well. As I say, all the details, all the patterns, all the fabrics, they're all in the description below, so do check them out. But yeah, this is just a lovely sort of casual, again, no fastenings at the front, just an open sort of throw on long jacket with nice options for top stitching, a nice sort of collar that runs round into a sort of facing at the front, or oh, I can't remember the name for it, sorry, my mind's gone blank. But yeah, it's got a nice like a nice placket. It's like the placket and the collar all sort of join up, so you've just got like a border that runs all the way round. Nice deep cuffs, nice little slits at the side, lovely big patch pockets on the front, a really nice, just casual, easy to wear, chuck on knit or jersey sort of pattern jacket. And the fabric I chose for that is we've got the sweatshirt fabric in this lovely sort of light grey. And again, it is fleece backed, so probably not something you're thinking about at the moment in the UK because we're having lovely hot weather at the moment. But we do get cooler days in summer and certainly in the winter and autumn. And I just thought this sort of pale marl grey, if you made a jacket like that in this, I think it would be a really useful piece to have in your wardrobe that, again, you would probably reach for time and time again. And then finally, Vicky made a raglan sleeve sort of swing dress, and I found it really hard to find a pattern, a dress pattern that fit that brief. What I did find was Butterick 6428, which is actually a sleepwear pattern, which has got a pair of pyjamas, 2 different tops, 2 different length trousers, a dressing gown, and it's got a raglan long sleeved swing sort of dress. I've just remembered actually a simplicity pattern that I probably could have used for this, but it would be the same sort of thing anyway. And then with this one you could whip yourself up some pyjamas as well if you wanted to. And the fabric I would use for that, because it's for knits, it runs up to an XXL as well, which is a 26 bust, 48 waist and a 41.5 hip. But the fabric I would use to create the raglan dress is this lovely tropical print, kind of retro vibes, I would say. I've seen a lovely dress that someone's made on Instagram with it, which I'm going to share on Instagram when I get a chance to share some of the beautiful makes people have been doing with our stuff. But yeah, I just thought that could work really well for summer. And I thought if you made, the long sleeve raglan dress with that, and then I would pair it with like quite chunky tan heels that I've got, and that would definitely give me sort of retro 70s vibes, which is very, very on trend this summer. So that is the little old roundup of week 4 of the Sewing Bee. Really enjoying this series. I think there's so many good sewists on it, and just falling in love with all the characters, enjoying obviously all the silliness between Patrick, Esme and Sarah. Love to hear what you're enjoying about it, you know, what your thoughts are. I'm running a competition on Instagram weekly as well, so do jump on it and check that out if you haven't already. But thanks for watching, everybody. If you like what you see today, please like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.